esteemed audience from the lowlands of Machakos to the highlands of Central Region. And now we're camped in Western Region, Kakamega County, as the search for the next champion debater season 9 continues. I am your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperancia Kapanga. Today's motion is academic, and it states, academic performance is the best indicator for a successful life.
In the proposition are the gentlemen from Nambale Boys High School.
And in the opposition are the ladies from Bishop Sulumeti Girls High School. Proposer number 1, you have 3 minutes to make your case.
Success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you have not planted. And those were the words of David Bly. My name is Lincoln Amaba from Nambale Boys High School, ready to encroach out my views on the theme about academic performance is the best indicator to a successful life. First and foremost, what do you understand by the term academic performance? Academic performance, this is the extent to which a student, a teacher, or institution is able to achieve the long or short-term academic goals. Indicator, this is an extent through which, or a sign through which something is like. Successful life, this is the ability of a person to tend for himself or herself comfortably. First of all, my team, my colleagues and I are going to take it to this prospect. Those students who achieve better in school will be having better academic performance and also will have a successful life in future. We have the following reasons. Education offers us as a stepping stone to a career of your choice, in that those students who have got higher academic performance stand the high chances of getting the career of their choices. Giving an example, I want to be a teacher. I have also the academic performance of being a teacher. So it means that when I just academically perform, I'll be a teacher. And also we have the examples of Daniel Nyakora from Alliance High School. He went to Harvard University and now works as a global institution. He now works at global institution firm as the journalist. Also, we do have Doris Mboba from Eastern Province, who was the best female student in 2010, scored high in KCSE, and now works at Wellington Management also as a journalist. Who doesn't want to become successful in life through academics? Everyone indeed wants to become successful through academics. So you cannot tell me that you're going to be successful without academics or through hard work. No, you won't. Indeed you won't. But through academics, you're going to achieve it. Also giving a relevant example of Ben Carson. At his early life, he scored poorly, but he knew to excel in this life, you have to academically perform. That's why he academically performed and went to the University of Michigan and studied medical in neurosurgeon, and also went to Yale University and studied psychology, and being the first African with 33 years to be the director of Johns Hopkins. And also he separated the conjoined twins through his academic performance. He performed well. That's why he was able to apply it good. As I raise my case, I leave you with a saying, education is the best provision to the journey to old age. Thank you.
First proposer, you have 3 minutes to make your submissions.
I've learned to follow what I want rather than sit in a class being taught something I don't want. Penina Shimuli from Bishop Sulumeti Girls High School, Kakamega, opposing the motion that states academic performance is the best indicator for a successful life. This is because you can go through the system, yes. You can pretend you're reading, yes. But look, I'm assuring you that the world today is very mean. Why? How many people out there are tamarking, carrying degrees from various universities and colleges, yet they do not have work? So don't tell me that academic performance is the indicator for a successful life, for I tell you those people are really seeing it as if they never went to school. So academic, it's not a good indicator, or rather the best indicator for a successful life. I may give you this example of a renowned person called Anna Wintour. She did not perform well in academics. She is now the chief editor of the Vogue magazine. She dropped out of school. The school is All Girls High School in London. But now she is holding that show. And not because of academics, no, it's because of what she wanted. So academic does not detect somebody's future success. Another thing, if academic is the one going to detect somebody's future, you're very wrong. Why? From cleverism.com, it is clearly stated that you cannot achieve true success regardless of your certificates if you do not have vision. You cannot walk around with those papers yet you do not have vision, because academics limit somebody's ideas. You just think of what you learned from books, not thinking of what you can do elsewhere. For example, if I'm not going to perform very well in academics, then I can venture in business like embroidery. I can do that. I can do embroidery and sell those products of mine, and I'll be the manager of my company, and I'll employ you who went to school in my company. I'm saying that academic performance is not the indicator for success. Let me inform you. Recently, you've heard of 3 captives, 3 people who looted from a bank. Do you know what they used? Of course, you'll say that they were stupid. They weren't. I'm telling you that they calculated the surface area of their body, compared it to the tunnel that led them to get whatever they wanted. Since success is all about what you want. Penina Shimuli, I rest my case.
Second proposal, you have 3 minutes for a rebuttal.
It's only from our minds that great things begin. Ominde Brian from the proposing team. I stand here firm to support the motion that states academic performance is the best indicator for a successful life. First, the government statistics in 2018 says clearly that you are likely to earn significantly more if you go to college and get your bachelor's degrees or make it even further. So, for instance, academic performance builds one's discipline and character. What do I mean by this? If you are able to excel in academics, it means you'll have values such as passion, determination, that will drive you to have this success in life. So, if you have the ability in academics, in whatever thing that you do, behind this passion and determination, you'll be able to cope up in this competitive world than those who fail in academics. So this means that our argument is implying that academic performance is an indicator and not a guarantee, as the opposers just said. We are saying academic performance is the best indicator. And for sure, there is no failure. Failure has no excuse. So if you come and you're trying to say that academic performance is not the best indicator, then you're a bit misguided. So, why is the government also trying to implement the right of education being as a basic parental obligation to every Kenyan citizen? This simply means that education is only informative, but going to school, having this academic performance, having this knowledge will be transformative to the society that we need out there. Then, people who do not excel in academics often make a living through hard labor. So, if you just sit there without working hard and get a dismal grade, then you'll come to face the rough side of this world. This simply means the world will have also to accommodate for you. And remember, you'll have this chance because you haven't merited in your academics, in this good performance. Then you'll have to go for cheap labor so that you can be able to sustain yourself. So, let us think this way. Let us come together, because when we come together, great things happen. And I request that we support this academic performance to be the best indicator for a successful life. because we know education is the weapon to poverty. And that's what is killing us. Poverty. And thus, we have to take the responsibility of taking our children to school so that they can be successful people. And I rest my case.
The second opposer, you have 3 minutes for cross-examination.
Well, my dear proposers, let me just try and tell you something. The proposer who is from the stage. You said that without academics, there's poverty. Tell me how many people in this world are using their talents and they're not poor. Tomorrow is my exam, but I don't care because a single sheet of paper can decide my future. That's why I decided to disagree with this motion that academic performance is the best indicator for a successful life. Janet Hope from the Bishop Sulumeti Girls High School, Kakamega. I'll start with talents. Everyone here has a talent, and everyone here can use his or her talent to benefit his or her life. Let's look at the likes of Willie Paul. Was Willie Paul academically fit? Obviously, no. Because we all know the grade that he got. He didn't perform that well. Let's look at Amani G. As young as she is, she's just choosing her talents. And believe you me, she is getting good cash. Another thing, we have the entrepreneurial spirit. There's a saying that goes, nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Now, if you have entrepreneurial spirit, you'll have the mind of thinking big. We have something called analytical intelligence. We have something called emotional intelligence. If you have all that and you don't have academics, you're going to go far because you have something that is pushing you through. You have that motive that you want to reach because of enthusiasm. Another thing, we have that. Let's take a look at the entrepreneurs who have made it in life without education. We have Ted Turner from Atlanta, Georgia. He owns the Turner Broadcasting Company, which is linked to CNN. That we also have Larry Ellison, who has a network company that earns him 61.1 billion. Because of what? And academics? No, it's because of his enthusiasm that made him to go for what he wants to achieve. Thank you.
The proposers have been asked, if academic performance is the best indicator for successful life, then what about the people with low performance in academics? What is the indicator we should use for their future success? The opposers have been asked, most of the people with low academic performance but are still successful in life are in the entertainment industry. So do they want us to risk just growing one industry at the expense of all other industries in our countries? Proposer number 3, you have 3 minutes to respond.
Billy Mapesa, Nambale Boys High School. Answer your questions. The indicators why the people who have achieved lowly in academics in terms of performance, they cannot gain a successful life. Why? How does academic performance come? Because 1, it is a matter of intelligence. 2, it is a matter of determination. 3, is a matter of hard work. Then if you cannot have these qualities, how will you apply? How will you gain success in life if you are not hardworking? If you cannot think critically in line with the daily life situations? And to my points, are the people who excel in academics have got a wide variety of golden opportunities in life. How? This whereby if you excel in academics, you have the opportunities such as medicine, the medicine faculty, teaching faculty, talk of the law faculty. If you have performed well, then you can be able to engage in one of the faculties. And this is a sure deal because you will gain your success. You will be earning Talk of how many teachers are here. Because the number is very, very vast. How? They knew that in only performing well, they can achieve their careers, and those careers are very vast. But those who haven't achieved academical success, they are limited. And if you are limited, then the chances are very low. From the Kenya Bureau of Statistics, it states that 90% of the people have achieved their success through academic performance, and only 10% have achieved success a matter of chances. Are you wanting to be a successful life as a matter of chances? Of course not. Even me, I don't wish. The second opposer talked about talents. Then if talents was the best indicator for a successful life, then everybody in Kenya, we could be talking, everybody in Kenya, successful in life through talents. But we'll only talk of Victor Wanyama, the best player. You'll only talk of a few journalists and a few comedians, and the list is done. But talk of the people who have achieved well via academics. How many CEOs do we have in Kenya? You cannot compare the population and why are you in school. Because you are struggling to achieve a certain goal, to achieve your success through performance is when you are ladder for a successful life. Then if that was not the case, you could be perfecting in your talent, you could perfecting in whatever you wish that it can be success for you. You also talked about ideas. For your information, if you perform well, meaning you have a very wide variety of ideas in your mind, and these ideas, you can apply them in the real life situation, and this will call you the success. Great hope makes everything possible. These were the wise words from Benjamin Franklin. Why say this? The government is putting a lot of effort to make sure that we excel well in academics. This is because they know that in academics, there is a successful future. That's why we are in school. Then, why are we doing school if we cannot excel? Yet the government has hope in us as the young generations. Billy Mapesa, once again, I rest my case.
Third opposer, you have 3 minutes to respond to your question.
I am going to answer your question. We will not only base on the entertainment industry. There are people out there who have entrepreneurial spirits, just like my fellow opposer has said. People start with small businesses and inventions and later end up being billionaires. Well, a talk becomes an argument. When one person stops listening, I am not arguing with you. We are actually telling you. From www.cleverism.com, I would like to give an example of our very renowned newscaster, Okari Dennis. He's also an investigative journalist. He works with the Nation Media House, commonly known as NTV. Dennis came from a middle-class family, from a rural setup. He was not that good with books, but did very well in co-curriculum activities. He did not perform well in his KCSE. He got a D. This did not come as a surprise because no one expected anything better than that. It is not, I can bet on the fact that he now lives a better life than those people who got A's in his school. Because there are people out there who hold diplomas, degrees, and even PhDs, and they're still tarmacking. I will not base on the Western Circle. Let me shock you with an example from our very own County 020. Honorable Governor Mbuvi Sonko. He did not pass his KCSE. He did not, I repeat. He learned up to Form 4. And now he has established hospitals. He runs Nairobi County, the capital city of Kenya, to the best of his ability. His determination has led him to his success. And now he is governor. He owns millions and millions, and he helps people out there. Listen to this. I am an only child of my father. He owns shares in almost 20 companies all over the world. And he has almost 100 apartments all over the world. Obviously, everything will be written in my name. Why am I in school? And you still force me to sit in class, understand whatever the teacher is teaching, and get an A. I already have a future. Hussein Bolt does nothing related with his academics. Not because he's not learned, but because his academics is not helping him. He earns 5 million in 8 seconds. I may not be the likes of Marcus or Nelias, but I will leave you with this quote. To change your thinking and follow the one who showed the new truth makes you no less free than you were before you knew the truth. Thank you.
Proposers, you have 1 minute to make a final submission.
Oh my goodness. In this world, 5% of the people think, 15% of the people try to think, and the rest don't think. I thought my opponents could join us in this side of advantage and leave their side of chances. Oh, I see their boat is capsizing. I just request, let's see this. People, the Windows investments, people who invented Windows, the likes of Bill Gates, it's said that clearly that they only used 10% of their mind. And what about the 90%? So we need to encourage this academic performance so that we can have a generation which can think and make things out of their own minds. So let's join together to support this motion that states academic performance is the best indicator for a successful life. I rest my case.
Opposers, you have 1 minute to make a final submission.
Well. I know that my ideas are very super. That's why I'm strongly opposing the motion. Come on. How will one become a medicine doctor? Unless you're talking about a witch doctor. How can one become a medicine doctor yet the IQ is very low? That's why the government has decided to come up with a competence-based curriculum to support those ones who cannot perform very well in academics. Come on, can you just come and understand this and join us to support, to oppose the motion? For this is very true.
To Nambale boys, first speaker, good role playing in terms of your definition of terms and the examples as well. I love your passion. I felt you could have gone deeper to give more concrete examples as well, okay? Brian, I think you stood out. You're a well-spoken person. Government statistics of earning more. You gave some government statistics. You want to give the source of where you got that from. But I love the fact that you now brought in the element that academic performance takes you through a school that teaches you discipline, character, and I think those were very good ways of bringing out the element that has an indication that this person will be successful, which should have been from the first go from Lincoln. Cross-examination, you did not, and that's your role, so that was penalized. Good reasoning, though. The ending, however, it did not come out very well, as expected, okay? I was left wondering the percentages of the people who think how they applied. I thought maybe you'd have said they were not thinking, but you did not end that. Maybe you were kind enough. Billy, fair answer, I would say that. We were just debating here that you need to have that element of just having eye contact with your people, okay? So that at least we can tell you're communicating with us. There's a little bit of work on your sentence construction so that at least there is a coherency. Fair submissions though.
Brian Ominde, you did not give us a rebuttal that we expected for the things that had been said before. And even Janet Hope, we expected some cross-examination what had already been said from your side before you proceed. It is also important that the sources of your information was also scanty. So we need to get more of the sources of the information you're giving us so that we can validate the same even from here. It is also important that when you are talking about values, we get to see how they have affected the person you are talking about. The first speaker, who on the Sulumeti girls, that is Penina Shimuli, you didn't divine any term completely. And even Lincoln, who tried to divine the terms, did not give us the stretch of what is the measure of success. But from your arguments, I could sense that being rich is to be successful. I want to find out whether that is debatable, but then we needed to get more of the issues like the ones mentioned here of academics giving values, which is one of the successes, to train morals, and that is a success. Thank you so much for that presentation. We hope you will improve if you get a chance for another debate. Thank you so much.
After all is said and done, it's down to the numbers. Bishop Sulumeti Girls High School, the judges saw it fit to award you 66.4%. Let's give them a round of applause. Nambale Boys High School, the judges awarded you 67.2%. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations to Nambale Boys High School for being the greater debater in this debate.
Indeed, that's it for today's discussion here on the stage. But for you at home, remember to keep the conversation going with the hashtag GDC for SDGs. I have been your host, Esperancia Kapanga.
And until the next episode, I've been Chris Buru. Don't touch that dial.